Can you imagine a cheesecake so creamy that it practically melts in your mouth? Today, we're going to make a delicious, no-bake Lucuma cheesecake with an incredibly smooth and silky texture and a flavor that is going to blow your mind. Let's get started. For the crust, we'll need about 300 grams of vanilla cookies, about 2.5 cups. You can crush them in a food processor, or, like I'm doing today, you can use a blender. If your blender is not super powerful, do it little by little to make it easier. From time to time, shake the blender jar a little bit and help with the spatula so all the cookies fall down to the blades and you get a nice, even, fine powder. You can also place them in a sturdy zip-top bag and crush them with a rolling pin until you get a super fine powder. Once they're ready, transfer them to a big bowl. Now we will add 150 grams of melted butter, that's 2/3 of a cup. Mix it really well until all the cookie crumbs are perfectly coated and you get a texture just like wet sand. So delicious. I'm going to use an adjustable cake ring, 22 centimeters, that's 8.5 inches, placed directly on the serving plate where I will present my cheesecake. We place an acetate strip all around the inside of the ring. This little trick will give us a much cleaner, professional finish and will make unmolding so much easier. Now we add all the cookie mixture, and now we press it down really well with the bottom of a glass or with any flat utensil you have. Let's take it to the fridge while we make that amazing filling. In a small bowl, we place about 100 milliliters of water, that's 1/3 cup plus 1 tablespoon, and we sprinkle 2 packets of unflavored gelatin, 7 grams each. Give it a little stir and let it sit for a few minutes so the gelatin blooms correctly. So important. And now, the star of this recipe, the Lucuma. Its pulp has a beautiful, warm, golden yellow color, a naturally creamy texture, and a unique flavor with notes that remind you of caramel, sweet vanilla, and a light touch of maple syrup. So exotic. We cut the fruit in half, we remove the big seed, and with the help of a spoon, we scoop out all that gorgeous pulp. As you can see, it's so ripe that we can even mash it easily with a spoon. If you prefer, you can also peel it first with a knife. We'll need about 250 grams of Lucuma pulp. If you cannot find fresh Lucuma in your country, don't worry, you can use frozen or canned pulp. The result will be delicious too. We place the Lucuma inside the blender. We add 190 grams of cream cheese, that's super creamy. We add 200 grams of sweetened condensed milk, so sweet and yummy. And finally, we add 750 milliliters of heavy whipping cream. That's 3 cups. We blend for about 1 minute until we get a completely smooth and homogeneous mixture. Without turning off the blender, we remove the little cap and we slowly pour the dissolved gelatin in a thin stream. This way it will incorporate perfectly into the whole preparation, and we will get a much more uniform, velvety mixture. Look at that creaminess. We take our cookie crust out of the fridge and we carefully pour all that amazing filling. If you see little air bubbles on the surface, you can pop them with a toothpick or with the tip of a fork for a much cleaner finish. And now, we take the cheesecake to the fridge for at least 6 hours, although the ideal is to let it rest overnight so it gets that perfect, firm but creamy consistency. The next day, we unmold it, and wow, look how beautiful it turned out. You just want to try it right away. At this point, you could enjoy the cheesecake as is, but if you want an even prettier presentation, you can decorate it however you like. I'm going to make a simple lattice on top with a little bit of dulce de leche, cajeta. Then I add a little of the crushed cookies we saved for a nicer rustic finish. I also add some sliced almonds, a little chopped pecan, and finally, some pistachios that, besides adding a crunchy touch, give it a beautiful pop of color. So gorgeous. It's time to serve a slice. Wow, look at that cut. The texture is firm, but at the same time incredibly creamy. Every single bite has that delicious signature Lucuma flavor, perfectly balanced with the tangy cream cheese and the soft sweetness of the condensed milk. So delicious. It's a fresh, soft, super creamy, and absolutely irresistible dessert. If you love easy and no-bake desserts, you're gonna absolutely love this Lucuma cheesecake. I hope you make it very soon and you enjoy it so much with your family. Bon appetit!